Welcome back, everybody. This is video 3 of my e-bike build. The bike is finished, as you can see. It looks a little sloppy because there's, the cloth hanging off the back. I just ripped the battery out. I just want to update you on the build. All the parts came within about a 2-week period since the last video, and went together pretty nicely. The bike looks pretty good. You can see for yourself. I like it. Let me just move this out of the way. Okay, this is the marine grade canvas that I said that I was gonna get. Very nice. I got the buttons. I mounted the buttons on the side. When it's all buttoned up and it's tucked in, it looks pretty sharp. Built the tray. You see the carbon fiber on there. I mounted it on the seat tray, which hangs off the seat post. Everything looked really good when I built it. Ran the wires, cut a 1-inch hole into the tray. Ran the wires through. Got the disc brakes, like I said. The frame itself, I ended up, instead of using the bowling alley wax, I actually just got automotive clear coat flat finish, so it's not too glossy. I sanded the bike down. I used an adhesive promoter. You can actually see it right there. That's it right there. That's the clear coat. And I coated the whole thing because after I sanded it down, just by sitting in my house, it started to rust a little bit. Not rust, but it was showing blemish. It was showing signs of oxidation, so I knew I had to do that, and it came out really nice. I'm happy with it. So the frame is just the way I wanted. I got the tires in the mail. Couldn't be happier with them. Road tires, 4-inch wide, 20-inch by 4-inch road tires. They're from vtire.com. I think they're like $35 a piece. Very nice tires. They inflated 24 psi. I put tubes in them. Now, when I received the hub, the motor for the bike, as I mentioned, it's a 3,000 watt, 72 volt motor. It weighs 33 pounds. And it came with the LCD screen, speed controller, 2 brakes, 2 brake levers, and that's it. So I mounted all of that. That's the first thing I did. Once I got that, I put the hub on, mounted the tire, set up the handlebars. Looks great. Here's the whatchamacall, the switchboard for the screen, where you access all the different functions. There's 15 different functions on that. There's actually a really good video on the SW900 LED display. You can look it up on YouTube. You type those words in, SW900 LED display, 15 functions, and there's a guy who runs through each function individually if you have the speed controller. Very thorough, very informative, and I actually used that video to set up this bike, so you know. So cheers to you, bud. I'll post your name on the top right. Okay, so once all was said and done, the battery came today. It took a total of 5 weeks or something like that. I got it 9:30 this morning, charged it up, threw it in the bike. I underestimated how much this thing weighed. I mean, it said 30 pounds, but I didn't realize how heavy 30 pounds was. It sounds ridiculous, but until you actually pick this thing up and throw it in the bike and then try to pick the whole bike up together, I realized there was way too much weight in the back. And I learned that the hard way. With the battery, the speed controller, the hub, the weight of the frame, the tire, the rim, the whole 9 yards, lifting up this the back of the bike alone, standing on a scale, was 81 pounds of weight added to my weight, just picking up the bike from the back tire and standing on a scale. The whole bike is 102 pounds. So basically 80% of the weight is behind the seat post of this bike. So I said, that sucks. Maybe it's not a big deal. Let me take it for a ride. So I took it for a ride. I hit the throttle, and I severely underestimated the power of this bike, because the second I hit the throttle with the weight all the way behind me, I flipped the bike right over. I landed on my back, and the battery flew out of the tray, broke the tray. Thank God my plugs that I put on, my TX90 plugs that I installed, were soldered very well, because it popped off of the plug, and there was no damage to the speed control, the wiring, and the battery, thank God, landed on a pile of grass, because I was on the sidewalk. So nothing got damaged except for my pride. And basically, I knew right then and there that this setup wasn't going to work. So this bike is by no means ready for the road yet. What I did was, just to get an idea what it would feel like to have the weight centered on the bike, I took this battery tray and I spun it around so it was hanging over the front, the upper post, the upper bar of the bike. It was very awkward. It was sticking up on a 45-degree angle because the post itself, the tray post, has a slight 25-degree bend in it, so it made the post come up like this. But I just wanted to get an idea, and what a difference. As soon as I did that and the weight was in front of me and the weight was in the middle of the bike, I hit the throttle, accelerated like a motorcycle. I couldn't believe the torque on this bike. And rode really nice. Nice grab, nice traction. The brake system worked very well. I got the bike up to about 45 miles an hour, and it was still accelerating, and I let go of the throttle because it scared me to death. It was my first time using it. And being that this was spun around, like I said, so this was the lowest point over here, and it was facing up, and you could see that the tray was broken. I felt the battery slowly sliding down the tray as I was hitting the throttle, and I says, you know what? I better just turn around and go back home and build a proper battery tray for this bike before I end up costing myself a fortune. Or getting hurt would be even worse. But like I said, 46, still accelerating. I was almost at top speed, though, I'm not going to lie. I'm guessing probably 48, 49, maybe 50 miles an hour this bike is going to do. Top speed, which is impressive because, I mean, it is a pedal bicycle. And that's more than enough for me. And like I said, the torque was incredible. I mean, 3,000 watts with a 72-volt battery, 60-amp discharge. I mean, it's a very exhilarating experience. So there you have it. It looks pretty nice. But like I said, it's not ready for the road. So my next step, what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to actually build a battery tray that's going to mount on this top post here. And I'm going to design it as an electric motorcycle, kind of like the Zero. Like it looks like a gas tank, but it actually holds the battery. I'm going to do something similar to that. All different contours and curves on it, like a stealth bomber-ish type of thing, And it's going to come across the top bar here as narrow as I could possibly go. The width of the battery is 7.5 inches, so I'm going to try to keep it at maybe 7.5, 8 inches on like slight angles and everything. I'm going to weld it onto the top of the post, and on the vertical wall here, I'm going to put a clamp that I can clamp onto the bike seat to stop it from wobbling left and right on turns, or just from the pressure and the weight of the battery and the inertia. So I'm hoping I could get this done in a week. I'm thinking that if I get on it, I start brainstorming, sketch out some ideas on paper, come up with some dimensions for the battery. I should have this done in a week or so. But there you have it. I apologize for not posting more videos from the second video to the third. I probably should have put some in there showing the build as I built it, but I was just so excited as the parts came to throw this thing together, and my wife didn't want no part of holding a camera as I was working. And I don't have a tripod, so there you have it. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to ask. I appreciate anything good or bad, constructive criticism. As long as you don't talk to me like a dick, I will respond to you when I can. And that's that. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys when I'm done with the gas tank build.